Okay. Hello, my name is Yesenia Avila. The topic I will be talking about to you today will be should boys and girls be taught in separate classrooms? My specific purpose is to persuade you guys that students do better in school when separated by gender into different classrooms. Many have found that separating boys and girls into specific classrooms has helped them succeed in subjects they would usually struggle in, and it grants them the equal attention from the instructions instead of paying more attention to the gender. The education system here in America has boys and girls learning together and sharing classrooms together. This is good for them to learn how to interact with each other and to learn how to work together as a group to develop future life skills. What we are failing to see is how students do not learn at the same pace as others. Girls are more likely to be quiet and still during class and pay more attention than boys, as in where boys are more likely to talk and play around during class. Although not all boys and girls share these stereotypes, the majority do. It has been proven that when students get separated into boy and girl classrooms, they do better in class and get the attention they need to succeed. Students are not getting the same attention in classrooms and in certain subjects because because instructors believe in one gender listens better than the other, depending on the subjects they are teaching at the time. So they direct their attention to the gender that is believed to need more help. The main points I will be talking about today will be one, I will talk about how boys and girls are better in different environments. Another point I will be hitting will be I'll discuss how the teachers favor one gender from another due to stereotypes. And my third main point will be I will then discuss the subjects that the students would do better in if classrooms were separated into full boy and girl groups. My credibility statement is that I myself have witnessed how girls are left pretty much on their own in class because the teachers are too distracted trying to get the boys in the classrooms to pay attention. I have also noticed that female teachers tend to give their attention more to boys and that male teachers direct their attention to girls in the classroom. I have gathered all my information from scholarly websites and in the TCC library database. So how do boys and girls learn better in different environments? Everyone has a certain way they like to learn and absorb information. Some enjoy working with music on, and others can't concentrate unless they are in a silent room by themselves with absolutely no distractions. It has been shown that girls tend to learn in more conservative environments where it is more peaceful and quiet and they like to take their time with working on things. They're more likely to be more organized than boys. An article written by Lauren Learning states, women are more likely to choose a quiet environment over an active one to focus on important tasks. So if girls were all put together in one room to learn a specific subject, they would most likely be able to absorb more information if they shared a room with boys and girls, because the boys are more on the loud and noisy side. Boys, on the other note, have a slightly different learning approach than women. Boys tend to learn when having hands-on activities to keep their attention span directed towards a particular thing. Boys have a harder time sitting in class and just learning to lectures compared to women. An article written by Teacher List states that they might like to build things, manipulate objects, and picture complex objects in their minds. This explains why boys are drawn to construction toys like Legos and complex building puzzles. These type of things keep them focused. Boys are more known to be more active than girls which is why they tend to pay more attention to hands-on activities. Having discussed the different types of environments boys and girls learn in, I will now discuss how teachers tend to favor one gender from another. So how do teachers favor one gender from another due to gender stereotypes? Teachers in general are expected to treat all students equally in the classroom, but the truth is that most teachers favor some students from other, whether it's from gender or just because one student listens more and interacts more with the teacher. It is known that students who are more kept to themselves are more ignored to their instructors. Like in college, for example, I have had many professors tell their students that they need to interact with them or else they won't have sympathy with them when it comes to your grades. They're more likely to give the student an opportunity to remake an assignment if they stay in contact with them compared to a student who has stayed reserved to themselves the whole semester. In an article written by psychologist Adeline Brookin, teachers are human, so of course they are going to be drawn towards certain children. which is normal for teachers to have their favorites as long as they know when to draw the line in treating their students differently. It is also known that teachers most likely prefer girls because they are quiet and easy to handle. In an article written by Scholastic, it says gender is often a factor. Girls are usually more favored than boys because they are acted out less. This is the common stereotype that society has made, stating that boys are more loud and tend to distract other girls in class distract other students in class compared to girls. The favoritism in the classroom is more noticed to the students in the class than anyone else. Teachers are more likely to help and pay attention to the boys in the class compared to the girls because it is assumed that girls understand what is going on because they seem like they are paying attention. But in some cases, just because a student is quiet doesn't mean they understand what is going on. The favoritism changes depending on the subject that is being taught. According to some studies done on what subjects students do better in, is shown that boys are more likely to be better at math and science, as in girls are better at English and writing classes. In an article written by Educational Psychology, a few others have found small differences, with boys slightly better at math and girls slightly better at reading and literature. If the students were separated into gender classrooms, they would be placed into an environment in which everyone in the room would be comfortable with. Now, after discussing how teachers may favor students by gender due to some stereotypes, I will now switch over to discussing how students can do better in subjects they usually lack in if they would get separated into separate classrooms. So what subject can our students do better in if they were separated into single-sex classrooms? Boys are known by the stereotype that they are better in subjects such as math and science because they are more hands-on and interesting to do than English and writing. Many boys struggle with English and writing, and teachers in those subjects tend to pay more attention to those who are doing good in their subjects and want to teach at the level that the students who are doing well are learning, instead of focusing on those who are staying behind in these subjects. In subjects such as English and writing, boys are left behind to struggle compared to girls. In an article written by Academic Performance in Single-Sex Schooling, girls have the advantage in female-like subjects such as literature courses, and where girls are expected to be better in these subjects than boys. Girls are most likely to be better at English and writing classes, but we are often to struggle in math and science classes. Some girls are good at math and can be even better at it than the boys in their classrooms, but are less likely to pursue careers in fields that require a bunch of it, due to those careers being seen as a man's job. In a study conducted by Polish Academy of Sciences, researchers found young women who are gifted in math are both less likely to choose it than young men of the same skill level, and actually less likely to choose it than women with lower math scores. With classes being separated into single-sex classrooms, we should be able to give both genders the ability to succeed in these subjects, and we could eliminate the stereotype of what gender is better at what subject. All these students need is the right attention and teaching methods that fits them, for them to be able to achieve success. In conclusion, we have discussed how boys and girls learn better in different environments. We have discussed how teachers favor students and how stereotypes have to do a lot with that. And we have also touched on what subjects boys and girls do better in if they were placed in single-sex classrooms. Many have found that separating boys and girls into separate classrooms has helped them succeed in subjects they would usually struggle in, and it grants them the equal attention from the instructors instead of paying more attention to one gender. Our education system could improve if students were placed in single-sex classrooms, and it would give them the advantages they need to succeed in subjects they usually lack in. They would be given the environment they need to be able to absorb the most information as possible, and it would allow them to get the equal amount of attention they need. Boys would be able to have more hands-on activities and directed attention in English and writing subjects, as to where girls will be able to have quiet learning environments and more guided information through math and science subjects. The goal of our education system should be to give students the best learning experience and to be able to give our students options to succeed and not base our curriculum all on one way of learning. Students do not all learn the same, and it is what is causing many students to drop out of schools due to not having everyone learn the same, with expectations that they should all learn at the same pace. Change is scary, but it's great to call for a change when there is a high success rate.